You ready?
Oh, yeah.
You know, when I first came to Texas, I thought I wanted to be a Texan. I wanted to be a native Texan. I couldn't be because I wasn't born here. But I wondered how I could just be as good a naturalized Texan as I could possibly be. And so Coach Royal came to see me with Willie when I played, and Coach looked at me and I said, Coach, give me some advice. And he said, well, I believe I'd get me a pair of Wranglers instead of them hip huggers you got on. And he said, I believe I'd also give me a good Western shirt, not that hippie collarless thing you got on. And he said, them beaded moccasins, you probably beaded yourself. I think I'd get me a good pair of cowboy boots, because you know a cowboy buys boots. If you got cheap boots on, you're probably a cheap cowboy. And he said, I believe I'd lose that red girl's cowboy hat. So anyway, when he did that, I said, man, you know, I hadn't realized how serious it was to be a Texan. I mean, it's a serious matter.
It is.
To be a real Texan, it's a serious matter. And what you wear is a serious matter. And not because you're proud of what you wear, it's because you're proud of your state.
Amen.
And so I said, okay. So I went, and the next night I showed up at his house for dinner, and he had invited me and Willie. And that was the night Willie hired Mickey Raphael to play harp for him. And we sat and had dinner. And when I came to the door, when I first came to the door and knocked on the door, he came to the door, and I had I had a good cowboy hat on, and I had Wranglers I'd washed 20 times, and a good Western shirt, and then an expensive pair of boots. And he looked at me and he said, "You come on in here, you're my boy." So from then on, I was his favorite. I realized that I wanted to know more than any native Texan could possibly know about his own state. I wanted to know more. I didn't want to know enough. I didn't want to know the same. I wanted to know more. So I started researching at that point. I started buying books, sitting in libraries for hours in Texas until I felt like I got somewhere. I felt like I knew things that even Texans didn't know. For instance, I would ask a Texan, you know, where was Sam Houston born? A lot of them don't know. Some of them did, a few. He was born in Tennessee.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. When he grew up, did he have an Indian father? And they go, what? Did he have an Indian father? Yeah, he had a father that was a colonel in the army, but he also had an Indian father, whose name was Ulateka. He lived across the river from Maryville, Tennessee. And while Sam's father was gone, he spent time over there until Ulateka wanted to take him as a foster son. So he lived with Ulateka for 2 years. Now, Ulateka's name means he who puts the drums away. Sam Houston's favorite saying was, do not despise your enemy too much. It's the same thing. And if you go down to when he went down on the island with 1,700, and Santa Anna came with 7,000 and thought he had him cornered, Sam Houston won that battle and only lost 7 guys. Now, whose responsibility was that? Who did it go back to? Ulateka. Nobody ever mentions that. So I wrote this book based on those things like that, stories like that, they have a note of irony. Every story has a note of irony. It takes about 5 minutes to read each one. But when you get through with the book, I want your heart to be full of Texas. And that's why I wrote the book.
David Brennan.
This happens to be it.
You get a good picture of that book right there. There we go, with the lights not quite reflecting on it. And this book can be purchased at deltadawn.org.
Send us a message.
Just send a message and they'll mail it out, probably even maybe sign it.
Texas 101, what every non-native needs to know
about Texas. Mr. Alex Harvey, Gineille, David, thanks you guys for being here today. See y'all later.